Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a word you've probably heard, maybe even used, but maybe haven't fully unpacked. Dharma.
hmm
Most of us, I think, immediately jump to duty. Like, it's a list of things you should do.
That's the common understanding, yeah.
But what if it's, way bigger than that? What if it's this underlying structure, like a cosmic blueprint that's guiding everything? Not just planets, but maybe your next decision.
Exactly, and that's what's so fascinating on the sources we're looking at. They present Dharma as something far more profound than just obligation.
Right. So our mission today really is to get under the hood of Dharma in Hindu philosophy. Try to cut through the complexity a bit.
And show how surprisingly relevant it still is,
Yeah.
for everyday life right now.
Absolutely. Because the sources, they paint this picture of Dharma as, well, everything from the universe's operating system,
Right, the grand cosmic order.
all the way down to something incredibly personal, your truth, your path. And it seems like a paradox, doesn't it? Universal and personal.
It does. But that's what we're going to try and untangle today.
Okay, let's start there then. When we hear Dharma, why does duty pop into our heads first? And why is that maybe incomplete?
Well, that translation isn't wrong exactly, but it's definitely limited. The sources really emphasize the root of the word.
Okay.
It comes from the Sanskrit root dri, and dri means to hold, to support, or to sustain.
Ah, okay. So not just do this, but what holds things up?
Precisely. Think of it less as a rule book and more as the fundamental principle that maintains order, like cosmic order throughout the whole universe.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just a human idea then.
Not at all, according to these texts. It's
Yeah.
presented as the inherent law governing nature, society, and, even our own inner lives. It's sort of the fabric of reality itself.
So if it's this like cosmic principle, how does that actually show up in the world around us? Like in nature? Are we talking seasons, tides, that kind of thing?
Yes, partly. Those cycles are definitely expressions of a kind of natural order, but it goes deeper. Dharma is described as the intrinsic nature of things. Why fire burns, why water flows, why the sun rises. It's things behaving according to their inherent quality, their truth, if you like.
Their function within the whole system.
Exactly. They're in balance because they are fulfilling their essential nature. And this idea extends beyond just physics or biology.
How so?
It extends into a universal system of moral and spiritual order, too. A system of truth, responsibility, things that, when followed, lead to harmony. Not just in nature, but in human life as well.
Okay, so it bridges the physical and the ethical. What are some of those core universal values tied to this cosmic dharma?
Well, the sources consistently bring up key ones. There's nonviolence, ahimsa, truthfulness, satya, compassion, karuna, and also broader principles like justice and fairness.
Right.
And what's really interesting is how they're framed. They're not just, religious rules handed down. They're presented as fundamental principles for right living that apply to everyone, to all beings.
Why? Because they support that overall harmony.
Precisely. Yeah. Because they contribute to maintaining and allowing that cosmic order to flourish.
Okay, that's a huge idea. Universal order, universal values. But where do I fit in? Am I just a cog in this giant cosmic machine? The sources seem to suggest it gets much more personal than that.
Oh, absolutely. This is where it gets really practical, I think. We move from the universal dharma to what's called swadharma.
Swadharma.
Meaning swa means own or self. So your own dharma. The idea is that every single person has a unique path.
Unique? How?
Shaped by your inherent nature, your specific life circumstances, your inner qualities, what the philosophy calls the gunas.
Gunas, like qualities?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
They're described as fundamental modes or tendencies within nature and within us. Things like clarity and purity, the sattva, activity and passion, rajas, and inertia or darkness, tamas.
Okay.
And understanding which of these are more dominant in you, your particular mix, it seems really key to figuring out your swadharma, your unique role and way of being.
Got it. So it's not just about the universe's rules. It's about finding my specific frequency, my authentic way to operate within that larger system. Can you give us some examples? Make it a bit more concrete.
Sure. Think about roles in society. A teacher's dharma, their inherent function, is to guide, to share knowledge.
Right.
A soldier's might be to protect. A parent's to nurture and care for their child.
Okay, that makes sense. Different roles, different duties.
Yes, but it's even more nuanced than just your job title or role.
How so?
Well, two people could be teachers, right?
Yeah.
But their inner dharma, their swadharma, might still differ based on their unique intentions, their skills, their particular guna balance. One might be more nurturing, Another more intellectually rigorous.
Ah, so it's a deeply individual.
Deeply. It's not a template. And this leads to a really powerful statement in the Bhagavad Gita.
It's that.
It says, it is better to fail in your own Dharma than to succeed in the Dharma of another.
Wow. Okay. Better to be authentically yourself, even if imperfectly, than to be a successful imitation of someone else.
Exactly. It puts the focus squarely on authenticity. And it prompts a question for you, for anyone listening. How much of your life feels genuinely yours, aligned with your own truth, versus maybe trying to live up to someone else's expectations or path?
That's a deep question. Living authentically is key, then.
It's paramount, according to this view.
Okay, so Dharma is universal, and it's personal and unique Swadharma.
But does that personal Dharma, my Swadharma, stay the same throughout my whole life? Or does it change?
The sources suggest it's not static, right?
That's right. It's definitely not presented as static. It's dynamic. Hindu tradition actually maps this out through what are called the 4 ashramas, or stages of life.
Okay, the 4 stages, what are they?
First is the student stage, brahmacharya. The focus here is learning, discipline, gathering knowledge.
Makes sense.
Then comes the householder stage, grihastha. This is typically about family, career, contributing to society, fulfilling responsibilities.
The active phase.
Yeah. Then, traditionally comes the retiree or forest dweller stage, vanaprastha. This involves gradually withdrawing from worldly duties, more focus on reflection, maybe mentoring,
Okay, a shift in focus.
and finally the renunciate stage, sannyasa. This is full dedication to spiritual practice and liberation, letting go of worldly attachments.
So your Dharma, your primary duties and focus, actually shifts depending on your life stage.
Precisely. What's considered right action or appropriate focus for a student isn't the same as for a householder or someone in the retiree stage.
So Dharma is highly context sensitive. It adapts.
Incredibly so. It's not a rigid set of rules you follow from birth to death. It evolves with you, which, maybe reframes things like a midlife crisis.
Huh. Maybe it's just a Dharma shift.
Could be a natural reorientation according to your life stage and inner development.
Okay, this makes the whole concept feel much more organic and less like a fixed prescription.
Yeah.
But if it's this unique, evolving, personal thing, how do you actually find it? How do you figure out your Swadharma at any given time? Sounds like it requires some serious self-awareness.
It absolutely does. Discovering your Dharma isn't like finding a lost sock, It's a process. It requires reflection, real honesty with yourself, and developing that inner awareness.
So what kind of reflection? Are there specific questions the sources suggest asking?
Yes, they point towards some key areas for introspection.
Right.
Like, what do you feel naturally drawn towards? What activities or ways of being bring you a sense of peace, even if they're challenging?
Okay.
What actions contribute positively, not just to your own well-being, but to the well-being of others around you?
Yeah.
And maybe most importantly, what feels deeply true to you, even when it's difficult, even when it goes against the grain.
Listening to that inner sense of rightness.
Exactly. Traditionally, there are aids mentioned too, guidance from scriptures, learning from wise teachers or mentors,
Right.
and also listening to your own conscience. The term used is antakarana, which is sort of your inner instrument mind, intellect, ego, memory. But it implies that deep inner knowing, that intuition.
So it's a combination of outer guidance and deep inner listening.
That's the idea. It's a journey of discovery, really.
Okay, so bringing this all together. We've talked cosmic order, personal paths, life stages. What does this ancient concept of Dharma actually mean for us living right now in our modern world, regardless of our background or beliefs?
I think it means a lot. The core principles are arguably timeless and universal. Dharma, in a practical sense, is still incredibly relevant.
How does it translate into, everyday actions?
It translates into how you approach your work, doing it with integrity, with care, how you treat your family and community, taking responsibility, acting with kindness.
Okay.
It's about honesty in your dealings, whether that's business or personal relationships. It's about having the courage sometimes to stand up for what you believe is right, even if it's unpopular.
So ethical conduct, basically.
Ethical conduct, yes, but stemming from that inner alignment, not just external rules. It's also about things like self-restraint, managing your impulses, acting with awareness rather than just reacting.
It sounds less about perfection and more about intention, alignment.
That's a great way to put it. The sources really stress that it's not about being perfect. Nobody is. It's about striving for alignment
Alignment between.
between your thoughts, your words, and your actions, making them consistent, and also a deeper alignment between your individual self, your swadharma, and the larger whole, the universal dharma, finding your place, your flow within the bigger picture.
Right. So it's this constant effort to live truthfully and contribute positively according to your own nature.
Yes. It's the foundation, really, for a meaningful ethical life where your personal purpose connects with the greater good.
Wow. Okay. So we've really journeyed from duty to something much richer: cosmic order, personal truth, dynamic life path, and practical ethics. It seems Dharma is about finding and living your unique contribution to the harmony of existence.
Beautifully put. Understanding and consciously trying to live your swadharma isn't just for your own peace or growth, though it certainly contributes to that. It's also seen as your way of actively participating in and contributing to the balance and well-being of the entire world.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something for you to think about. How might really understanding and then intentionally pursuing your own unique Dharma day by day, how might that change things? Not just inside you, creating more harmony there, but how might that ripple outwards into your life, your relationships, the world?
Yeah, what actions, big or small, feel most genuinely aligned with your authentic truth right now? That's maybe the starting point for living your dharma today.